Welcome back to RotoCityTech. I'm Hank, and we are continuing unboxing some equipment that we have received. So, really big shout out to Recpro. You can find their link below. But they were gracious enough to provide us with free pieces of equipment. So I reached out to Recpro, and I was emailing back and forth with Emily. She was freaking awesome because she agreed to send out a new converter charger for our camper because, again, with upgrading to lithium, we are going to have to upgrade our charging system to provide the correct voltage that lithium requires. So I reached out to Emily, and they had a new converter that they sent out. And then I simply asked for an inverter because I knew that in the future I wanted to install an inverter so that we could run our TV, coffee maker, our little electric fireplace, and I knew as we were getting the lithium battery bank built up, we could do that kind of stuff. They were out of stock of the 2,000 watt inverter, but she said we can throw in a 1,000 watt inverter, no problem. And so that was awesome. Well, a few days later, I was like, man, I would really like an electronic lock because I have 2 doors. So I reached out and I said, look, you don't have to send me the inverter. I can buy that later. But I would like an electronic keyless entry door handle for my door. And she said, cool, we'll just throw that in the box. No problem. So super proud to be associated with Recpro. They've got a lot of cool stuff from couches to electronic stuff. Just check them out. I'll put the link down in the description below. Thank you, Emily. So let's continue on looking at all of this stuff. So here we go. Recpro RP 2100 electronic RV door lock with key fob. We'll get into that on another video. But the main stuff we are looking at is the inverter and the converter. The other cool thing about Recpro is they gave me the option. I was just really looking for like a 55 amp converter charger. And she was like, look, we can upgrade you to the 100 if you would like. And upon my research, it doesn't really matter what you have. Like, you can't have too big of a converter. It's only going to go at whatever everything else is in the system. So in the future, if I get bigger battery bank, this should be able to handle pretty much anything else I throw at it. So both of these are made by PowerMax. Now they make lithium specific converters. This one is not that. This one has a 3-stage charging, which you would use for like your lead acid and your AGM and whatnot. But then it has a fixed power supply mode. And that is key here because you can go in there and flip the switch to get the fixed power supply. And then it is going to shoot the correct voltage that lithium batteries are going to need, like 14.4, 14.6. And it will shoot that voltage to those batteries to keep those in tip-top shape. And then the built-in battery monitoring systems on your lithium batteries that they'll come with, they'll be able to protect everything else. So this is a 100 amp AC to DC converter charger. Let's take a look inside the box here. So there is our information, PowerMax AC to DC converter charger. And then of course, the actual charger itself. I still have to try to plan where I'm putting this. They recommend that you put this close to the battery. Of course, the stock one, you know, is way back in the back. I probably could just put it there. But I may be installing everything in the front of the camper. I still have to do some research on where I want to put all this stuff. So here is our PowerMax PM3 100 LKX. Pretty sweet. So we got our fuses, is where you hook it up to the rest of the system. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Like I said, it has the 3-stage or the fixed. And there's a little toggle right here that you can flip it over to the fixed output. And then there's a little dial here that you can adjust from 13 volts to 16.5 volts. But yeah, that is awesome. Upgrade. So that's going in to the Grey Wolf. The other thing here is our PowerMax inverter, 1000 watts. Pure sine wave power inverter. We've got the USB port, GFCI outlets. We do have our user manual, of course. Let's take a look. PowerMax PMX 1000. So we've got a couple of plugs up here, the GFCI plugs, and then we have a USB on-off switch. It's got a power level meter here. Of course, our connections back here for your positive and negative. Nice. So this is going to go in the camper. I'm going to have to draw out some schematics to figure all this out. But huge shout out to Recpro. Y'all have been too kind to RotoCityTech, and look forward to working with y'all in the future. All right, we're back here with our inverter and our new converter charger from Recpro. Now, they also let me become an affiliate and sent me a link that I'm going to put down below, and you'll be able to use that link and you'll be able to help RotoCityTech make commission off sales. That is a huge benefit for us because you don't make a lot of money on YouTube until you get really big. We are doing better than I thought we would in our first year of monetization. So that's thanks to all of my audience and the people that watch these videos. And then getting awesome sponsors like Recpro, they've been too cool, honestly. Like, I'm blown away by what we've gotten so far. So, this, if you saw in my other video with the battery, we went with lithium. Now, this new PowerMax converter charger is going to handle that load. Like I said, there are some that do 3-stage charging or 4-stage, whatever it is, that are lithium compatible. My current one is not. This one has a fixed output, and I read that is going to be fine, that'll work. And I even talked with some of the company, Lifeline and the other companies that I've talked to about batteries, that'll work. You can dial that in, fixed output 14.6, get the voltage that you need for lithium ion battery. So the only thing that's different about this converter is that it has a normal plug, like for an outlet. So I have to figure out how I'm gonna attach that to my system. I've seen people cut that plug and then go about it like that and just wire it in. What I did notice on this PowerMax is that when I took the casing off, the plug just has like these spade connectors. You can just slip them off, and I think I can just buy some wire and put some spade connectors, and then I can hook it up just like the normal converter on my camper. But I also think I want to relocate this into the front of the compartment where I'm going to have my batteries and everything else. So we're going to work on that here in the near future. And then I'm still trying to figure out about this inverter, how I need to go about that, because you'll run into issues when you're using your inverter. If you have your generator turn on and then it sends, your charging, it's kind of confusing. So I've got to figure out some way to install a automatic switch that it'll go first to shore power or generator, and then if those aren't available, it'll switch over to my inverter, and I can just flip a switch and then plug that into my system. But because I want to be able to use this to most of my outlets in the camper. I don't want to just have a few dedicated ones. So we're going to work on that. But I just wanted to get a first video out there thanking Recpro for sending this stuff out. Anyways, y'all stay tuned. We've got big things coming. The next few months are going to be pretty sweet and exciting and big steps for RotoCityTech. Thanks for watching.